Hello friends, I am here to present singular and plural. This is very interesting topic and you will enjoy this throughout this video, I believe. So without wasting time, we'll begin singular and plural. So as you know, how you produce or make plurals out of singular. So everyone of you is well aware of you have to add s after the singular noun. So adding s is a general rule to make plurals in English. So for example, we have a book, so books. For example, we have a table and tables. You may say pen and pens. So there are many such words, majority of such words are there in English, and you can make plurals. While learning vocabulary, these plural nouns will add to your original vocabulary. So it's good to observe the how plurals are made in English. Again, the second rule is adding es. So not all the words are made by adding es only. So some of the words, for example, ouch, ouches, and match, matches, or like that. So we add es. For example, if the word ends with ch or sh or x, these kind of words are normally we add es up to that. For example, box, boxes, and so on and so forth. So these two are general rules, but in English we don't always get the plurals by adding es or es. So many times we change the vowel while making plural. For example, man, men, foot, feet, fly, flies. Don't confuse this fly as a verb. It's a noun, fly, and it becomes flies. So everywhere we see in men, feet, and flies, we change the vowel. So but there are still exceptions. For example, in a fly we convert y in I and then we add es, but it is not always it happens. So sometimes we have exceptions. For example, toy, and we have a toys, and boy, boys. So how this y remains as it is and we add s. So you have to always look what comes before y. So if it is a vowel, for example in toy, y before y we have a o as a vowel, so we will not change y into I. We'll keep or maintain y as it is and then add s. So for example, monkey and monkeys, so y will remain as it is. But in fly, for example, look, before this y in fly we have l as a consonant sound. So when there is a consonant before y, then only we turn y into I. And if y is followed by vowel, or before y we have a vowel, then we will keep y as it is and add s. So these are the general rules while making plurals in English. Let's go further. Now here we have analysis, then criteria. We have curricula, datum, data. We have means, and it remains means. So one by one, this analysis. So we have a vowel change. This I from analysis converts into E sound, E vowel. Yeah, so E alphabet, I mean. So analysis become analysis. So some of such words came from either Greek, Latin, or some other sources, and so we have to pay attention to. For example, this criterion or analysis are from Greek, and we have curriculum is from Latin, but it is also we have to pay attention that sometimes singulars are more lengthy than the plurals. So there are many such cases. For example, datum and data. So curriculum and curricula. So don't go by the length even. And this last word is important to discuss, means. And here we are taking it not as a verb again, so it's a noun, so it can be used as a singular as well as plural. For example, technology is means to develop something like that, or language is means of communication. So means language is, so it's a singular. And for example, in economics we have means and ends. So means are always in scarce or scarcity, so there are limited means and unlimited ends. Ends, that is desires or needs or like that. So means ends never ends, never end, but this means are restricted and you have to utilize rationally. So next we have mouse and mice, again vowel, internal vowel change. Then again we have a news. News is always used as a singular and not a plural, so keep that in mind. Then we have a person, people. So why not persons? So in archaic context you can even use as a persons, but nowadays person is always turned into people in a plural form. Again we have a phenomenon and phenomena. So this is again you have to keep in mind. And we have quantum and quanta. For example, quantum mechanics or quantum physics, like that. So smallest unit of energy, you may say quantum. So let us move further. We have a radius and radii. So how to remember this radii? So for example, we have iPhone, and you have like that. So radii, so I should be pronounced separately, and radius, radii. Then we have a self and selves. So this is also one you have to remember, like the words which ends with f or fe turns into phi or first sound. So self, selves, ourselves, like that. Again we have, we will see some of them, but like wolf, wolves, and wife, wives, and like that. So we have then syllabus is a singular form of syllabi. So syllabi is a plural. Again we have a that and those as a plural. Then we have a thesis, and it's like analysis. We have thesis and thesis or analysis. Again we have a this and these. So this book and these books. So like that. Again we have a tooth and teeth. So internal vowel change. Wife and wives, I already discussed this. Here I have taken example of woman. Why? Because not how it becomes plural, but again you have to see the pronunciation. Woman, women, women. So women, we have internal vowel change, but it becomes women. Next one is a cattle, and cattle is always used as a plural, never singular. So keep that also in your mind. Again we have some words which we always use as a plurals, never singulars, like for example trousers. So you can never use it as I have purchased one trouser, but it's always trousers. Intrinsically trousers has two sides, and scissors also have a pair of planes in it. So you have trousers, scissors, like that. News already I have discussed, it's always singular, and cattle always plural. But some nouns are there, they never change, they never add yes, yes or something like that. It comes as it is, and many times fish remains as it is, but in certain context they may change. Some nouns may change. Now you have to keep in mind that there are some fields or subjects, and they end with yes alphabet or yes sound. So don't confuse with final yes in these subjects. For example, we have economics, electronics, physics, mathematics, and statistics. So these names should be used in singular always. Next we have some words like formula, and you can use both formulas or formulae. If you wish to use as archaic form, you can use the latter one, or you may use even formulas. Then we have a techniques, uh, and in the next we have son-in-law, for example, or a daughter-in-law. So many times people tend to use like son-in-laws for the plural, but it's wrong. You have to use plural marker for the former word or the first word, like sons-in-law or daughters-in-law, or like that, or even like passerby or passers-by, like that. So next we have a manner, and a plural is manners, but some plurals have a different meanings even. So manners, or for example custom, maybe habit or customs. So customs are again then the habits, or customs can be even a taxes on foreign or imported goods. So keep in that mind, customs, custom duties, like that. So with this we will come to conclusion that when we think of the singular and plurals, we are thinking of some quantity, how quantity is explained through language or by language. So there are some patterns also, and we conventionally, for example, we have a unidirectional continuous time. So time never stops or pauses or like that, but we observe many things around us and we keep in our memory the cyclic repetitive things. For example, we have morning and mornings. These mornings were very pleasant while I was in trip on a tour or trip or somewhere like that. So these evenings like that. So we have a day and days and nights, and so even defining day is very difficult, but we have somehow uh, these pattern kept in our mind, and even the seasons like summers, winters, and nowadays these days, we have made a chunks if of some patterns, and if these are 7, for example, we call it as a week, and we name the different days in for these 7 days like Sunday, Monday, and so on. And even generally we have 30 or 31 days in a month, and we again of course February has 28 days, or sometimes in leap year 29, but normally a month having 30 to 31, 30 or 31 days. So we have a January, February, March, April, and so on, and then we have a year. So though the boundaries between these things are very fuzzy, we have made this and we are just following this, and we have the singulars and plurals too. And without these modern tools like metric measurements like second, minute, and hour, and other things, we have some uh, uh, patterns of these things and cyclic patterns, and we kept in memory. So the last point I will just include in this is we have a plexity. When we think of quantity or repetitive things, uh, one of the scholars like Leonard Talmy posited the concept of flexity. So when we think of singularity or multiplicity, we can correlate this uniplexity with singularity, and multiplex with the many or poly or like that, multiple things. But here what Talmy or even Bernard Comrie has taken into account, we always think of singular and plural in connection with nouns, countable nouns or uncountable, or discrete or mass or kind of things. But here they extended these the idea of this quantity to the verbs even. So we have a simulfactive aspect of verbs and iterative, that is repetitive kind of actions. So for example, in simulfactive, Comrie includes like sneeze for temporary, or blink of the eyes, like that, and some things like babble or chuckle or giggle are like repetitively these behavior we do like that. So for example, Talmy gives example like side, and it's once someone does this action, and if it's repetitive, we have kept sighing, and light flashed, and the light or lights kept flashing until I have reached the another end, like that. So this is another kind. If you are interested in knowing these kind of things, you may refer to Comrie and Talmy for that matter. So here we are. So while thinking of plural and singular, we have to conclude, like we have to add yes or es in certain contexts. Then with vowel change also we can get plurals like man, as in man and men. And when there are the words ending with f or fe, they turn into first sound like half, halves, like that. Then we have to pay attention to the some words having sources, and there are sources from Greek or Latin, like we have a criteria, the Greek word, or formula and formulae from the Latin. So that's all about English plurals. I think you might have enjoyed this. This is very simple, but you have to practice, and you will be good at plural marking, and it will add in your vocabulary. Thank you so much.